How's it going, everybody? Happy 2024. Thought I'd give something a try here today. I saw a channel that I watch a lot is called Noble Records. Check them out. It's a great vinyl channel. They posted a video called Vinyl Tag 2024, and he included the questions that you answered down in the description. And I thought it'd be pretty fun to try out. I know that you know, at this point anyway, I'm just starting trying to upload vinyl videos. Need to be more regular with my uploads. Figured this would be a good way to kind of get started for the year. If you hear any noises coming from my camera, there's a bunch of snow falling off my roof right now. So if you hear any subtle crashing noises, that's what it is. So the questions here, I've got them pulled up. I'll go through them. I'll make a couple changes to a few of them, and I'll talk about those as I go, and I'll put the questions down in the description. Play along with me. Let me know your reactions to these in the comments. Let's go. All right, so number one, favorite record you purchased in 2023. Anyone who knows me personally knows that over the past several months, I've been singing the praises of the Sea Hags. For all you out there that are into the hair and glam records, this is a record that you should check out. This is grimy, sleazy glam and hair. This is a promo copy, gold stamp promo. I think I got this back in April, and I have fallen in love with this record in a big way. This is just a really dirty, raunchy record. The Sea Hags were kind of notorious for not being around too long. They kind of self-imploded. They were described by one of their former managers, I think, as three junkies and an alcoholic. And this record definitely sounds like it was made by three junkies and an alcoholic. Number two, the last record you purchased in 2023. So, shortly before New Year's Eve, I went to one of my favorite record stores and I picked up this that I've wanted for a long time. And I kind of have to censor the cover here with my hand. This is Wicked Lady, Psychotic Overkill. This record right here, this group, Wicked Lady, late 60s, early 70s hard rock band. That didn't release any recordings in its day. They were discovered, and the first release of their recordings was, I think, sometime in the mid '90s. This is a reissue on Garrison. Great label, especially if you're into the underground heavy rock stuff. And this is, there's no organ or anything in here. This is like true heavy rock from the late 60s, early 70s. They have this release right here, and then another one called The Axeman Cometh. Still need to get The Axeman Cometh. But, this is just classic underground heavy rock. Love it. Number three, a band or singer who released two or more albums in the same year. I've got a lot of bands that could have been used for this, but I chose to go with the mighty Grand Funk Railroad. This is my favorite Grand Funk release on time. It's their first album. Grand Funk released a ton of albums in a super short period of time in their early days. In fact, I think their first four albums were released in the span of slightly less than 2 years. One of those was a live album, but still, that's a lot. Bands nowadays aren't doing that, except for King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. This is a great album. There's so many classics on here. Into the Sun, Heartbreaker, Are You Ready, TNUC, High on a Horse. Just great record. Love this album. Number four, if you could only listen to music from one decade, which decade would you choose? This is a tough question. I love music. I'm not very versed in music from the 50s, but 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s especially. I love so much music from all those four decades. If I had to pick one, though, I think I'd go with the 70s. I think, too many of my classic favorite albums, albums that I feel like I just couldn't live without, are from the 1970s. Although my favorite album of all time, the Stooges' first album, that's from the 60s. So that would kind of suck. Number 5. This says show a band or a record by a band or singer from Manchester. Dylan at Noble Records, he kind of took this as a band from his local area, so I'm going to follow suit. I'm going to do a band from near where I'm from, and there's no other band that you're going to go with besides Cheap Trick if you're from where I'm from. So this kind of gives you a little hint as to where that is. This is my favorite Cheap Trick record. Maybe one day I'll do a video ranking the Cheap Trick albums, but this one is my favorite. A little bit heavier than their other stuff. Cheap Trick always did a really nice job of writing songs that sound, happy and poppy with lyrics that are pretty dark and, have double entendres. And there's a lot of great examples of that on this record. Number 6, which band or singer did you listen to the most in 2023? Well, according to Spotify, and I believe it, that would be Kiss. I have some videos on my channel of my Kiss vinyl, so it's not a huge surprise that I'm a Kiss junkie. Figured I'd just show a Kiss record that is a little bit out of the ordinary. This is a Japanese pressing of Lick It Up. I did get the reissue they recently did, the Japanese edition reissue, but this is an original from '83. You can see it's got the false front obi here, similar to what they did for Music from the Elder. It's funny because, it's pictures of the band with makeup, and obviously Lick It Up is their first release without makeup. But that's who I listened to the most in 2023. Number 7, I believe. Let me confirm. Yes, number 7. Show 7 7-inch records. I don't have a ton of 7 inches. I'm not a big 7-inch collector, but I do have some good ones. Here are the 7 that I picked out. Fu Manchu, Pick Up Summer. This is one of their early 7 inches. I think this is their third 7-inch they released. This is a reissue. It's on blue vinyl. Yes, I just double checked. It is on blue vinyl. This has 2 tracks, Pick Up Summer and Van Kana, Rollin' Rooms. This is a really cool 7-inch. Probably my favorite of the pre-No One Rides for Free 7 inches. Next, we have, this is also a reissue because the originals are just out of this world price-wise and tough to find. Negative Approach, debut 7-inch, hardcore classic. It's hard to get more, brutal hardcore than Negative Approach. Great 7-inch. Highly recommend. This is, I'm going to take it out of the sleeve here, a repress of Jerusalem, Kamikaze Moth, backed with Frustration. Kamikaze Moth is a non-LP track from their first and only release there. Great underground heavy rock from 1972. British band produced by Ian Gillan from Deep Purple. Pretty cool band. I like them a lot. Nebula, Do It Now. This is a single from their second full-length, Charged. It's backed with a cover of Jonathan Halper's Leaving My Old Life Behind. Kind of an obscure, folky psych song. It's called Cosmic Egg on here. Pretty good release. To the Center is my favorite Nebula album, but Charged is good too. Another Kiss release here. This is Japanese Shandy. Pretty cool cover there. Shandy, and I forget what the B-side is. She's So European. That's what the B-side is for this one. So that's pretty cool. I got a few foreign Kiss 7-inch pressings. I just grabbed one. Thought this was a cool cover. This right here is Olive Lawn. A bunch of snow just fell off the roof. This is a punk 7-inch from 1991. Eddie Glass from Nebula actually plays drums. This is his band that he was in before joining Fu Manchu. Also, Otis, I forget his second name. He's more commonly known as the famous rock photographer who we tragically lost recently here. He plays guitar for this band, Olive Lawn. Pretty cool. I found this locally, did not expect to find it, and, kind of just had to scoop it up. And then last, Noble Records exclusive Blast, Hope Damned Flame. This is killer 70s. I would almost call this proto-punk, especially that Damned Flame track. On yellow vinyl, these sold out super quick. I got a copy of this on the website, literally refreshed the page and they were gone. So I probably got one of the last ones they had. I think these were limited to 100. But killer stuff. You can find this on YouTube. Definitely check it out. All right, number 8 is a 4-parter. Who's coming to your party? Choose 4 music-related people to come to an imaginary dinner party, past or present. Who would you invite? Tough question, but here's who I think I would invite. Number 1, Jimi Hendrix. Just because, why wouldn't you invite Jimi Hendrix? This is a UK pressing of Are You Experienced? Pretty cool record there. But Jimi Hendrix would definitely be on the guest list. Even though he probably wouldn't have much to say, Jay Mascis from Dinosaur Jr., one of my favorite guitarists. Kind of notorious for being a quiet fellow and a bit bashful. But I think if I were able to get him in a talkative mood, he would be fun to have a conversation with. How about Iggy Pop? Iggy Pop, I'm sure, has plenty of great stories to tell. This is my favorite album of all time, by the way. First Stooges album. Love this record so much. And last but not least, Ace Frehley, who I also think probably has some good stories to tell. Now I'm thinking of some other people that I would invite Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick. Maybe, about John Bonham from Zeppelin, my favorite drummer of all time. The list could go on with that question. Number 9, we lost them. Choose one musician who passed away in 2023. Jeff Beck, one of the great British guitarists of the 1960s. Yeah, we lost him early 2023, January, I think. That was unexpected. Lots of losses in 2023, but I think Jeff Beck is a real significant one. 10, imagine you could only listen to music from one country. Which country would you choose? That's a tough question. I'd be between the United States and England, but I think I'd have to go with the United States. I just like too much music from this country, Fu Manchu, Kiss, Cheap Trick. I'm just thinking of random U.S. bands that I've been listening to a lot lately. Soundgarden. There's just too many for me to give up the United States, I think. 11, name 3 vinyl community channels you discovered in 2023. While the big one is Noble Records, who I got this idea from. Watch his videos constantly. Dylan seems like a great guy. Really wish I lived closer to North Carolina so I could check out his store. Permanent Records started a YouTube channel. They haven't uploaded much yet, but hopefully they will. Permanent Records record store out in California. They've got some really cool stuff. I've bought a lot of stuff from them in the past. And then a guy I've been following on Instagram for years, but finally realized he had a YouTube channel. That would be Psychedelic. Guy that he's out in Nebraska. He collects a lot of Private Press Psych, hard to find psychedelic records. There goes some more snow. He has some pretty cool finds. He just got a U.S. pressing of July a few months back. So jealous of that one. I've bought a few records from him in the past. He sold me my copy of Bang self-titled, my copy of Budgie self-titled, and he seems like a real stand-up dude. So yeah, check him out. All right, I know this video is getting long already. I'm going to try and kind of whiz through some of these here. Number 12, show a record you bought when you were a teenager. Really started getting into collecting vinyl when I was about 15, 16. So I bought quite a few records when I was a teenager, but here's one of the first ones that I got that I thought was really special is this first Cactus record. I think I got this when I was 16 or 17, and it was like one of the first. I wouldn't really call Cactus an obscure band, but it's not one that you hear about every day. So this was one of the first ones I bought where I was like, wow, I've got something special here. I love this record, played it a lot, especially the first few years that I owned it. It's kind of like the American Led Zeppelin, kind of a super group, really. If you haven't ever heard this album and you like that kind of heavier boogie rock type of stuff, give it a listen. You might dig it. All right, 13, a funk or soul record. I really wanted to go with Maggot Brain for this, but I feel like a lot of people know Maggot Brain and Funkadelic, so I'm going to go with one that a lot of people know, but I don't feel like I don't see get talked about as much. Brothers Johnson. Look out for number one. One of my all-time favorite funk records. I love every song on this record. They do a really cool cover of Come Together. And this whole side one on this record is one of the great album sides. I'll Be Good to You. That's another famous track of theirs. Thunder Thumbs and Lightning Licks. Get the Funk. Out My Face. Tomorrow. Free and Single. These tracks are killer. Great record. And you can find it pretty easily, too. I think I paid like $5 for this record, and it's a classic. 14. Show a record you think everyone has, and then show a record you think nobody has. Well, I don't think I have any records that nobody has, but I'll show you an uncommon one. A record I think everyone has, Dark Side of the Moon. Just very popular record. This copy has the poster with it, and it has the stickers, but some knucklehead decided to stick the stickers on the inside of the jacket, so that was not me. I'm not the knucklehead. Not this time. All right, now a record that I know some people have it, but it's pretty uncommon. This Albatross, self-titled. This is actually a local band, Rockford, Illinois band that only released this one album. This copy is not in the most pristine shape, but I got a really good deal on it. It's kind of a tough record to find. So I wouldn't say that nobody has this record, but I don't think it's super common either. It's kind of like a proggy type sound, a lot of keyboards and synths on it. It was released in 1976. So if you're into prog, you'd probably dig it. It's pretty cool. But 15, She's Great, a record by a female artist you bought in 2023. I gotta go with Ruth Copeland, I Am What I Am. Killer record. Amazing. She's got a voice on her like none other. This is funky and soulful, and you could just tell that she sings from her heart. This record's also cool because the instrumentals are all done by Funkadelic. So like I said in one of my other videos, this is kind of like Funkadelic with a female vocalist. And what a vocalist she is. I would love to get a copy of this that actually has the Unipack intact, but for now I am more than happy to just own a copy of it. 16, the favorite video you posted on your channel in 2023 and the favorite video you watched on the vinyl community in 2023. Well, I didn't post much in 2023, but my last video that I uploaded, the one from after I went to the record show, that was a pretty good video. I just had such a great time at that show. Found a lot of good stuff, like that Ruth Copeland record. The favorite video that I watched, it's actually a video from 2022, but it's a Noble Records video. He's got a video called 3 Times I Almost Died Buying Records, and it's a great video. Dylan's a really good storyteller, and the stories in that video are really fun to listen to. 17, show me a record you describe as a 90s classic. Dirt, Alice in Chains. Exclusive Walmart red vinyl. Yeah, not much more needs to be said about that. This is a 90s classic. Every song on here is killer. 18, if I could walk into the cover, look through your collection, and choose a record cover you'd like to be a part of. Well, I'm going to cheat a little bit on this one. I would like to be a part of this cover right here, Kiss Alive 2. But more specifically, I would like to be a part of the What's Going On in the Gatefold. This right here. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I was, obviously not a child of the 70s, but if I was, I would like to be a part of that. All right, 2 more. 19, it's like a greatest hits. Show a record you're so familiar with that it feels like a greatest hits. This right here, Dookie, another exclusive from Walmart on Aqua Vinyl. Yeah, I love every song on this. I got this album when I was, well, not this album specifically, but the CD. I got it when I was in 8th grade, and it was just kind of a defining album for me in those years of my life. There's a lot of hits on this album to begin with, but I feel like I just know this album so well that it really is like a greatest hits, and I love every song on here. And last but not least, number 20, show an album released in 1974. And I'm going to go with this. Kiss's debut record, which I can't believe is 50 years old. This is the first pressing with no Kissin' Time on it. There were 74 presses with Kissin' Time, but this is the first one before they put Kissin' Time on there. One of my coolest Kiss pieces. Not my favorite Kiss album, but, you can't go wrong with any 70s Kiss, really. So that's it. Vinyl Tag 2024. Feel free to react down in the comments below. Anything that you might want to see me talk about on the channel. I got a lot of records, especially in the rock vein, a little bit in the heavy metal vein. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching and listening. And I look forward to seeing your Vinyl Tag picks.